Champion for a long time, and she's got some real varied contenders as well, but she's come out of every match by hook or by crook. She's had that title, but she's been able to do it all by fair means. And already Roxxy has a bit of a scowl on her face. She's got quite a sour disposition, hasn't she, Roxxy?
She does. I think that maybe once again Miss Roxxy is from the northeast, so it doesn't, sun's not out very often up there.
So she'll be all right today then.
You know, Biker Grove finished a long time ago.
Yeah, still upset about that, I would imagine. Newcastle just been relegated from the Premier League.
That is true. But look at that athleticism there. Springboard out of that arm.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that constantly impresses me with this division is the innovation, is the willingness to bring out new moves. I mean, Ruby's a great athlete. And Roxxy in her own right. One thing that a lot of people don't know about Roxxy is that she does a lot of pole dancing and dancing and things, which makes her very flexible, which in a sport like this is extremely useful, which allows her to be in certain moves that people would apply to her, might be a little bit easier to get out of, or might not have the same effect, and that is a real benefit. They're two very, very fit performers, these two girls. So the longer this match goes, I don't actually think it favours either of them.
No. Well, I'm definitely a fan of their flexibility, it has to be said.
Well,
I follow that quite closely.
Not quite sure what to say about that, apart from what would I expect. But,
I admire athleticism, that's all I'm saying.
Absolutely, I think we both admire it in the same way. But let's move on from that. But this match, I think Ruby takes the edge with experience-wise. I think with having held the title as long as she has, she's wrestled more matches than Roxxy. But Roxxy has found herself such an important player in BWE since making her debut. She deserves this title shot.
Oh, definitely does. And if anyone is going to beat Ruby, I think it is Little Miss Roxxy. She's the only one I feel at the moment who comes close to beating our champion.
Well, for me, she's still a little bit of the unknown package, so difficult to prepare for, because where we've seen Roxxy most is outside of the ring.
But it's that unknown quantity, I think, that Ruby won't know what to do with her, because she won't know what to expect.
Little Miss Roxxy decides to take a little bit of a powder there, out in the crowd. Needs a little bit of a timeout as our champion controller this match. She chastising some of the fans at ringside.
I think that was a wise move by Little Miss Roxxy, just taking a breather, taking nearly the full count there, and being wise here by just staying on the edge of the apron.
Well, she's certainly in no rush to get back in the ring, that's for sure. But it looks like she might be getting some help.
Oh, overhead kick, and there that flexibility comes into play.
Absolutely, there is that athleticism.
I taught her that, by the way.
Yes, I've seen the YouTube video, it's horrendous and should be banned.
Got 4 likes. It got 4 likes.
Yes, 3 of them were from me. Now, Ruby in a bit of trouble now here, up against the ropes. Roxxy's got a leg. Ruby's head is basically between her leg and the rope, effectively choking her.
Once again, here comes that flexibility into play.
Well, Roxxy's got her fans, a couple of people there cheering for Roxxy, so she's got some supporters out there.
And Roxxy not making the mistake of Alex Henry, she's staying on the champion here, not giving her time to breathe. Or maybe I spoke too soon.
And the other thing to think about, of course, is the fact that if Roxxy does manage to win the title, then her and the tag team champions together. That's, with the exception of our heavyweight championship, that's all the gold.
That is, and that is going to be one big faction if this happens. I don't know what that'll mean for BWE, but it certainly won't be anything good.
No, it absolutely won't be anything good. And as the minutes go on, that looks like it might become a reality, because Ruby is really struggling here. And can you see there, Ruby in the ropes there? There is no body fat on these two girls whatsoever. Superb conditioning from the pair of them. And you need to do, when you're in the BWE and you're at the top of the tree, then you need to be in that peak condition. And that's exactly what these girls are.
Ruby's trying to fight back, but I just can't see how she's going to get out of this. Oh, big stomps there.
They are big stomps. She is really laying that in there, right on the chest. You could hear that all the way up here.
Playing a bit to the crowd there.
And maybe, just maybe, a little bit of inexperience showing there. If you're going for a title, you need to be right on. But other than that, I can't fault Roxy in this match so far. Oh, what a lovely move. She kept hold of the hand all the way through that. Drop the DDT. And for the float over for the pin. I'm not sure she got all of that DDT there, I don't think. I think Ruby sort of landed to the side a little bit. I think that might have cushioned the blow a little bit, but nevertheless, Roxy's well on top in this match.
I can't see
And
Ruby.
there's that flexibility again. She's bridged, and she's got her in the chin lock in the bridge. She's going to have to get to the ropes as Ruby, and she's managed it. She's managed it. And that is the flexibility right there. Very, very impressive.
Well, this is something we see from both these performers here, that flexibility, and you don't know what the next move is going to be here, but, bit of a fight back here, but it needs to be continued if our champion's going to get a bit of respite.
Yeah, absolutely, it's got to be sustained, and she's taken Roxy down there with 3 clotheslines in a row, so the fight back is on. Well, she was going to go for a snap mare, she jumps over her, the kick back into the face, she caught her right on the edge of the chin there.
I think Roxy's looking a bit dazed here. Literally didn't know what hit her.
Yeah, Roxy's in trouble here. 2 forearms right under the chin, but she gets her foot up for the third. Wow, she looks like she's going... Oh, absolutely beautiful. It was the fisherman's, and she bridges. 2 count. Frustration a little bit there on the part of the champ. She bridged and she thought she got the pin.
But the strength of Roxy to kick out of that from a bridge as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. She goes for the kick. Roxy ducks into the referee with a roll up. This could cost her here. Oh my word!
Gosh, Liam, have I just seen this?
Well, the crowd here is stunned. The crowd is stunned.